Uh-oh. It's 2 minutes to Wapner. Got to get my workout done. That is the mindset I started adopting. I don't know if you've ever seen Rain Man at all. It's a movie from, I think, the late 80s, maybe around 1988. Tom Cruise is in it, Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman plays a character in there named Raymond. And Raymond starts to panic because he's a big fan of a show called, I think it was called People's Court. I think that's what it was. And Judge Wapner is the presiding judge in that show, in that courtroom, and it's a show that Raymond wants to watch. Now Raymond has autism, and he's going into kind of this little, almost like a panic mode, if it, and I think it kind of throws a tantrum if he doesn't get in to watch that show when it's on. So I'll kind of have a countdown. It's kind of like, 15 minutes to Wapner, and it's 5 minutes to Wapner. Now, I'm just kind of overgeneralizing. It's been a long time since I've seen that show. But I started thinking that sense of urgency is something that I started to build within me when it came time for getting my workout done. Because I started to realize, wow, all these other things, all these, my day would start to overtake me with work or with a commute. And so there was these, whatever else was going on. I was running a dog rescue, I had a side business. So I started looking at it. I've got to get my workout done, and it's got to happen now. And it was almost this little sense of urgency. So if that is something that you desire, I'm going to share my little strategy and my little mindset thing here in this episode. But before we get into here, I want to say welcome to another Power Blast podcast where we provide nourishment for the soul, allowing you to transform from the inside out in mindset and fitness so that you can recharge that mental and physical battery of yours and reclaim your power. Yes. Oh, and one other thing. Just for my podcast listeners, I've opened up my calendar over at talktoperry.com so you and I can have a conversation, and I can help you get on track to reach your goals, maybe even use this Wapner strategy so that you can reach all your goals, really boost your energy up. We do that in 15 minutes, talktoperry.com. So I'm talking with a mentor of mine. He's like, Perry, how are you so consistent with exercise? What's the deal? And just the knee-jerk reaction was like, oh gosh, when I know it's about, I have a set time of the day when I get my workout done. I don't try to find a time or try to squeeze it in. I've got a time when I do my workout. As that time approaches, I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, 2 minutes to Wapner, And so I'm kind of tidying up some of the things. Now, do I get right there at the exact time when that happens? No, but it's pretty darn close. So I've got a set time that I plan to be in the gym every single day, which is 6:30 a.m. So I'm up at 5:30. I'm doing an empowerment ritual and some mindset stuff, maybe some follow-ups with some clients of mine. And it gets to be that time right around 6:30, and I'm realizing like it's 2 minutes to Wapner. It's time for Perry to get his workout done. It's kind of this sense of urgency to get going and really get into momentum. So that's kind of my 2 minutes to Wapner mindset thing. And I'm thinking, gosh, this could work for a lot of people, because I think many of us, we try to squeeze it in whenever we can. And I get it. I mean, if you can do that, if you're in flow and you're like, hey, I always show up for exercise and I get a workout done daily, and you get it in seamlessly throughout your day, brilliant. I think that's amazing. There's just a lot of people that I mentor and coach that say they're going to weave it in and then don't, because they find convenient distraction after convenient distraction. And I'm like, wow, it's consistency is one of the biggest things that you want to have, is to be able to continue to go and show up for your exercise, create momentum in your day, get healthy, get fit, all the benefits, right? I don't have to give you the grocery list of all the benefits that exercise has, but I just thought that sense of urgency. So how does that even come about? Because you might say, well, yeah, it's pretty cool, Perry. I've got my time, but I don't always get to that time. Something else comes up. Something else gets distracted, or gets me distracted. And what I say to that is, I was just like you. I would take a look and say, and become aware, what is the distraction? And I get it. It's easy to just dismiss it and pretend it doesn't exist. But is it social media? Is it you procrastinated, hit the snooze button so many times that all of a sudden you're in a scramble? Is it that you've decided to sit down and chill for a bit? Because that used to be my routine. I claimed I was not a morning person, so there's no way I'm going to exercise in the morning. That's changed now. That's just a story that I told myself, and I would defend. I'm not a morning person, but I started questioning some of their limiting beliefs. That's what it is. It's something that you're totally embracing and believing in, but it's not totally true. It's just you kind of made it up, or you're going about your life with that. Another limiting belief that I had was, after a long drive home, because I had an hour commute, I needed some chill out time. I needed to relax after that long commute and get motivated to exercise. And very rarely did I ever get motivated. It usually ended up being where I sat and relaxed, distracted myself with a project or some social media, and then just eased in the day and went, yeah, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, or maybe I'll make up for it on the weekend. And I would start to negotiate with myself. And so when I realized that those things were not taking me toward my goals, and my goals were much, much stronger than, the desire to get to those goals were much, much stronger than these wimpy excuses I was using, I started to replace those excuses. The afternoon relax time became, this is my workout time. That was my Wapner time. Driving home, get the dogs out, let the dogs back in. I'm in my workout clothes. I get my workout done. And so that became my workout time. And through repetition over and over and over and over again, because this is my workout time, non-negotiable. Even if I can only get in 15 minutes, non-negotiable. I'm showing up for my exercise, empowering myself. This is my Wapner time, right? So I'm showing up over and over and over again. Another limiting belief became the morning thing. And it wasn't until I made the decision that I'm like, I'm going to try morning workouts. Now, I would be groggy and stuff. I had to get some pre-workout energy in the morning, but that was okay. And what I learned from that, and not everybody's going to do this, but what I learned from that, and I just tested it out for the next 30 days. I'm like, the next 30 days, I'm just going to test this out. If I don't like it and I'm really not a morning person, I will live up to that. I'll go back. I all of a sudden realized that by getting that workout done, even though my mind didn't want to, my body didn't want to, it wasn't my mind didn't want to, it was my body. I was trying to convince myself that I couldn't do it. But I got into action, got into momentum, the energy kicked in. The rest of my day, whoa, more energy, more focus. And I'm like, is that really the thing? So that morning routine became my Wapner time. So eventually, now that I work from home and I'm not driving an hour commute, I basically have a 1-minute commute, getting out of bed and heading to my exercise room upstairs. That's because I wanted health to be a priority for me. I wanted to look decades in the future as opposed to just 90 days. What are my next 90? So I would like, what's the next decade going to look like for me? But I would take things in 30-day chunks as far as setting goals. I'm like, what am I creating in the next 30 days? What am I accomplishing in the next 30 days? But my vision is out there. So showing up as a priority in my life, regardless of any chaos going on, unmoved by the circumstance, that's the Wapner time. So what's your Wapner time going to be? I have found now 6:30 is my Wapner time. Now, could that change? Sure. But when I made the decision I'm going to commit to it, I've made the time, I've made the commitment, I've made it the priority, I've made it non-negotiable. Now, there might be a few days in there where something takes a little bit of sideways turn, but I'm going to get that workout done. Wapner is happening. That is the message I want to give you today. So just know, I mean, you can be like Raymond, just really kicking things in and getting it done. Even if you've got to go through the motions, you're telling yourself, I'm a person who shows up for my exercise. I'm a person who shows up. It may not be the most dynamic workout in the world, but I'm a person who shows up for my exercise. And that's a big thing, because in the beginning, it's more important to develop the habits than it is to see the results. But once you get those habits going, you can change things over time. You can improve on them and really, really enhance things. But just know, I mean, you can choose to use your power and take control and create your Wapner time and stick to it. Or you can let the excuses, the limiting beliefs, procrastination, justifying and rationalizing, you can let all of that control you and drain your power. It really boils down to deciding and committing to yourself and your goals, and choosing to figure out new ways, looking at possibilities, learning, growing, moving forward. I mean, a 2 minutes to Wapner plan, right? It's so cool. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in here. Love to hear your top takeaway from today. I do pop those in the comments. I do respond to those. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to talktoperry.com. That's talktoperry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear, what's going on. I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day, I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness. I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people, as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness community because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff. And we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to upsidedownfit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find this show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.